Commissioner Fry?
Present.
Commissioner Herzler?
Here.
Commissioner Eichelberger? Deputy Controller Garza?
Here.
Is there any public comment to come before the salary board? Item number 4, the approval of the minutes of February 17th. Is there a motion to approve those minutes?
So
Is there a second? Is there any further discussion on the minutes? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Item number 5 before you is the approval of the Human Resources Promotion Policy. Is there a motion to approve that policy?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any further discussion on the policy? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Item number 6 is the approval of the salary board actions. Is there a motion to approve those actions?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any further discussion on the actions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Is there any other business to come before the salary board? Hearing none, we're adjourned. If you would stand as you're able, and join me in the pledge of allegiance by saying, I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'd like to call to order the Board of Commissioners meeting for the 2nd of March. Now, roll call, please.
Commissioner Fry?
Present.
Commissioner Herzler?
Here.
Commissioner Eichelberger?
Present.
Is there any public comment to come before the Board of Commissioners? Item number 4 is the approval of the minutes of January the 28th of the Public Safety Review Team. Is there a motion to approve those minutes?
So
Is there a second?
second.
Is there any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Item number 5 is the approval of the personnel transactions. Is there a motion to approve those transactions?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Item number 6, we have a press release for March the 1st through the 7th as National Weights and Measures Week. I'll call on John Bittner.
Hi, thank you. It is National Weights and Measures Week, and so I wanted to just delve in briefly to one aspect of what we do when we're testing devices. I brought Katie Seymour with me. She's going to be my bandit today and handle my props for me. So anyway, the first thing is she has a sheet of paper, she got a penny, and she got a pencil. So what do they have in common? Well, they all weigh the same, believe it or not. They weigh 1/100th of a pound. Weights and measures inspections ensure that a transaction is accurate on a deli scale or your typical scale at a grocery store. How accurate? Is within the weight of a piece of paper, pencil, or a pen. Although this amount seems small, the financial impact can be significant. For instance, we have a pound of coffee, sells for $14.99 a pound. If the scale is in error by 1/100th of a pound, somebody just lost 15 cents. So every transaction that's made on that scale that is in error until it's detected is a loss. We work with when we detect that loss, with the seller to have the error corrected to 0 so that that loss does not occur. 5% of all the devices that we inspect annually fail an accuracy test. These decals, when you see them on the scale or gas pump or whatever else we have in place, ensure a business environment which provides equity in the sales transactions so that the buyer and seller can both know that the product that they're selling really is the measurement that it's supposed to be. Thank you.
And we see them at almost, well, not every day, but a lot, gas stations.
Correct.
You'll
Well,
see them all at the pump.
Yeah, and virtually, I can't think of any products that you buy nowadays that isn't sold by some kind of standard. So it's either a weighing standard or a volume standard, some type of measurement. And of course, we don't get into all of those at the county level, but lots of them, enough that we can ensure the businesses and the sellers that when they buy the product, it is the correct amount.
That's great. Any questions for John? Thank you.
Good.
And number 7, we have a proclamation for March being the American Red Cross Month. I think there are 2 representatives from Red Cross here. Giano and Leopold. Megan, would you come up from Public Safety? Good to see you. How you been? Good. Hi. Cumberland County is celebrating March as American Red Cross Month. It's a tradition that began 70 years ago with President Franklin Roosevelt. The Red Cross is to prevent and alleviate human suffering during emergencies. It provides food and shelter, assists armed forces and their families, teaches CPR, first aid skills, and in the Cumberland Valley chapter, it's part of the 22 county central PA region and serves 300,000 individuals with more than 150 volunteers. So I know many have been impacted by natural disasters, home fires, and have received services from the Red Cross, and cannot thank you enough. Kathy Durant, a name that most in the county know. Megan works with her during the EOC activation and provides great attention and care and a liaison role that the Red Cross plays. I think I started out with a WSI card in my wallet when I was a kid, and then went on the National Disaster Team for a while. And I hope all of you are carrying your own CPR cards that the Red Cross has, so graciously made available, that training and the lives that have been saved through all of your efforts. So on behalf of the Board of Commissioners, I will present you with this proclamation. Anything that either of you would want to say?
No, I mean, Red Cross, March is Red Cross Month, and just I have some statistics here for Cumberland County. Since July of last year up to February 13th, we've responded to over 16 fires, 1 hazard materials event, and a storm-related event. We've assisted over 40 families. We've handed out 8 stuffed toys, 10 blankets, and 90 comfort kits. And during the first half of fiscal year 2015, we provided $1,491 in CAC assistance and $1,404 in DO assistance. So, thank you.
Megan?
If you're ever looking for a volunteer opportunity, this is a great organization to be a part of. We would not be able to do what we do at Public Safety without these folks. I have stood with them in the hottest of days and the coldest of days, out of fires or disasters. Their folks have been up the wee morning hours with us in the EOC. Whenever we need them, they are certainly there, and they are there with the best of staff and the best of volunteers. So Public Safety thanks you very much, and we couldn't do what we do without you. Thank you.
Can we get a photo? Sure. Turn that this way. Good. Thank you so very much.
Thank you.
Thanks. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
And March is also Social Worker Month. So, thank you, Sarah. It's not Wendy.
I
No,
know,
it's
Wendy,
not
sorry,
Wendy.
Wendy.
It is
we
not
have another
Wendy,
meeting,
but
so-
you get another meeting. So, for the proclamation of Social Worker Month, the primary mission of social work is to enhance human well-being and to meet the basic needs of all people, especially the most vulnerable. They influence many different organizations and human services and are employed in workplaces ranging from private and public agencies, hospice, hospitals, schools, and clinics. Social workers seek to improve social functioning and social conditions for people with emotional, psychological, economic, and other physical needs. Social workers help people who are often navigating major challenges in life. They find hope, new options for achieving their maximum potential. Cumberland County is pleased and certainly honored to recognize all the hard social workers that are employed by us and recognize March as Social Worker Month. Thank you and all of them for what they do. Any comments, any thoughts?
No, this is just really appreciative right now. With the new laws and a lot of changes, we're dealing with a lot in our office. So I think just having this be in March I know our Citizens Advisory Committee is also going to recognize us, so I think it'll help boost a little bit over in our office. So we
Great.
appreciate it. Thank you.
And we'll get a picture of that. Let's do cameras.
Good.
Okay, thank you.
Good.
Thank you, guys. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Item number 9 is the approval to execute the declaration for February of 2015, the volunteer separation benefit contribution for county participants. Is there a motion to execute that declaration? Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Item number 10 is the approval of the memorandum of understanding, the MOU between Cumberland County and York Adams Transportation Authority for the appointment of shared ride paratransit services. Is there a motion to approve the MOU?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any further discussion?
Madam Chair, I just want to mention, because I did receive since Thursday when we discussed this at the workshop, several inquiries from constituents with a couple of concerns. First of all, with respect to our current dedicated employees who drive the buses and also answer the calls, they were concerned about their fate, and I assured them that no one was losing their job. And in fact, essentially they will continue to receive the same compensation they're currently receiving, and have a nice health insurance program, and in addition to that, a pension benefit. And so I'm pleased that this proposal essentially allows for any adjustments with respect to staff through attrition, which would be through retirement that comes along throughout the larger organization. The other issue, and perhaps the most important one to people who contacted me, was service. Can they expect the delivery of the continued exceptional service that they've received? And I assured them that, in fact, that's our aim, not only to maintain, but also to improve the services that they receive. I think it was mentioned in the MOU, the goal is to sustain and improve customer service through increased capacity, decreased cost, and this is important, improved coordination. We have, I think Rich Farr mentioned it, no longer we're going to have that county line. It's kind of like the determining, okay, now the bus stops here, so we're going to be, serve the folks who use the paratransit shared ride service, across county lines. Received a telephone call this morning from the director of the Salvation Army Senior Action Center, and her concern was with respect to the transportation of seniors who go to the Senior Citizen Center. She said that 40 to 50% of the seniors who visit the senior center here in Carlisle use the shared ride service, and I asked her to relay to her seniors that they can continue to expect the same service. So, the aim here, in my view anyway, is essentially trying to save costs so that we can, negate in the future the need for fare increases, and at the same time, continue to provide the same level of service and improve those services as the opportunity arises. So, certainly, I think this is something that we, one of my hats off to our chief clerk and Kirk Stoner of the planning department, and others who've been working on this for quite some time. Today, Cumberland County is like one of the few remaining counties in the state that still has its own separate county transportation department. So I think this is a sensible move into the future, and again, with the idea of maintaining and improving transit opportunities, transit service for constituents, especially those low-income folks, the disabled, and our elderly citizens.
There's a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Item number 11, the authorize fare-free shared ride transit services for seniors to and from public libraries in their service areas. That was discussed during the workshop. Is there a motion to authorize that free fare?
Madam Chair, as discussed at the workshop last Thursday and is backed by our county's all volunteer aging advisory board, I move to extend fare-free shared ride transit service to Cumberland County senior citizens 60 years of age and older for trips to and from the public libraries in their service jurisdictions, initially on a one-year pilot program basis and effective tomorrow.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any further discussion? Those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Item number 12, the approval of the time extension request for Part 1 of the agreement for Wolf Bridge. Is there a motion for the approval of that time extension?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Item number 13 of the contracts A through K. Is there a motion to approve those contracts or grants?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Item number 14 is the approval of the expansion project for Magistrate District Justice Brubaker's office space and a request to move forward with the addendum to the lease and the construction project. Is there a motion for that approval expansion project?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Item number 15, the approval of bid awards. Separately?
Separate.
For the first, is there a motion for the approval of the award Progressive Waste Solutions to contract for the removal of county buildings?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? The second is the approval to award Fayetteville Contractors the contract for parking lot, driveway paving, and line painting at the Cumberland County Old Prison parking lot. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? The third is a motion, is there a motion to award Schuessler Paving the contract for driveway paving, line painting at the County Brittner property?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Item number 16, is there a motion for the approval of the renewal of the Stover farmland lease agreement that was presented during the workshop?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Item number 7, is there a motion for the approval of the capital project request for the new insurance fraud vehicle?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any further discussion?
I just want to clarify, my understanding on this is that this is coming out of grant funding that has been awarded, if I understood what the district attorney's office told us.
It's not coming out of the general fund.
Yeah.
Is there any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Item number 18. I would like to so make a motion for the appointment of Joanne Mitchell to the Children and Youth Advisory Board for a 3-year term to serve through the 30th of June, 2018. Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Item 19. Is there a motion for the approval of the project modification request for the county intermediate punishment grant with the number that was listed?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Item number 20, I will ask Helen Schultz to present this.
We are seeking permission to have another one-month contract with Lamar Billboards for the opening Lamar Transitions Unit. This would start the 9th of March and end the 6th of April. This time there will be 3 digital as opposed to static at the same cost.
Any reason this didn't come before us with a workshop?
Once we were given the green light, or that the state was going to come out and evaluate for the last time last week, it was too late to get on your meeting.
You're trying to juggle it around the final approval from the DOH and life safety.
And they came today and we are cleared.
So this is an extension of an existing contract, or this is a?
They wanted to make a new one, even though we'd already had one, they wanted a new one, maybe because this time's digital.
To supersede the other one?
Correct, same amount of money.
And it's only the dates that have changed, or what's?
Last time was static, this time's digital, last time they were 5, this time 30.
And digital is more expensive on a per unit basis.
For digital, you can change within a day, and that's we were hoping to do a countdown to the
So
actual.
it's essentially new terms, it's a
Correct.
renegotiation of the terms of it, okay.
Has that been seen? Okay. So is there a motion for a agreement between CNRC and Lamar Advertising?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Item number 21, general disbursement transfer authorizations A through J. Is there a motion for those general disbursement transfer authorizations?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Item number 22, I'd like to report an executive session held February the 26th of this year at 10:45 a.m. for personnel issues. Item number 23, I'd like to acknowledge receipt of the monthly reports of recycling and waste for the month of February 2015. Is there any other business to come before the Board of Commissioners? Hearing none, we're adjourned. Thank you so much.